Welcome back to NAVCO's Ship2Shore. This is a really great episode. It's my pleasure to be with Lieutenant Rodney Tweak Wagstaff over in Japan aboard USS Ronald Reagan. Tweak, how's it going?
It's going well.
Tweak, where does that name come from? Where does that call sign come from?
Have you ever seen South Park?
I have seen South Park, yeah.
Yeah, so similar to him, I'm always moving around, high energy, like sugar, big fan of sugar, and so that's how I got it.
Tweak, where are you from?
Slidell, Louisiana, just outside New Orleans. So in the 6th grade, I went to the commissioning of the USS Iwo Jima LHD-7 with a family friend who was a commander in the Navy, and I got to see the ship come to life. I got to see all the sailors and everything going on, and I saw the flyover, and I was like, that sounds awesome. I'd like to do that. So I got an ROTC scholarship to Texas A&M University in College Station. Did 4 years there, and then commissioned in 2011, and went to flight school and did all the pipeline training there to become a MH-60 Romeo pilot. So in flight school, I was a T-34 and then TH-57. So T-34 was primary. That's where I learned how to fly. And TH-57 was where I learned to fly helicopters. Went to the FRS to learn to fly the MH-60 Romeo in San Diego for 11 months after that. I came out to Japan with HSM-77. I deployed on the USS George Washington, USS Chancellorsville, USS Antietam, and on the Ronald Reagan when the Reagan came out to Japan. And then I went back and I was a primary flight instructor on the T-6 Texan II in Corpus Christi, Texas, before coming out here to be a shooter. So shooter is a slang term for aircraft launch and recovery officer. So we are the primary safety observers on the flight deck. We direct the launch of the aircraft from once they get on the catapult until we actually execute the fire of the catapult. And then on the back end, we're also operating the wires in the back with assistance from our enlisted sailors who are actually doing all the maintenance and all the long hours to make that equipment operate to safely get the aircraft back aboard the ship. We still have to follow the same requirements that other aviators whose lives we actually literally have in our hands on the flight deck, so that we're operating at 100% to make sure that we don't do millions of dollars in damage or, God forbid, put someone in the water. So when I was out here before, we used to deploy 2 times. We'd go out for a couple months. It's very strong op-tempo, always deploying in the 7th Fleet AOR, going South China Sea, Philippines areas of operations, East China Sea. And so normally we would come back and get a little break in the middle and then go back out. But this year, because of COVID mitigations and having to get that bubble and protect the ship and the crew so we could execute the mission, we stayed out. And when we did get to pull in the port, it was basically we get Wi-Fi, get some more sailors, get people off the ship that were PCSing. You get good enough Wi-Fi to call your family. And then the next day we pull right back out to go execute the mission. Advice to aspiring pilots, be well-rounded. And that's what they're going to hear that every time they go talk to a pilot. But being well-rounded, taking care of yourself. You don't need to have an engineering degree to be a pilot. You can, Poli Sci and fly has always been a saying, but that's what I would say. What I always told my students in primary when I was an instructor was it doesn't matter what platform you're going to fly. You're going to love no matter what. Flying is just a great experience. And once you go up, it's kind of like a drug. You want to keep flying.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time on the other side of the world. Keep up the good work. It's wonderful to see, obviously, you leading the way and helping, share your story with people and talk about the hard work that you guys do and all the sailors that work in your division, as you mentioned. That's fantastic. And I hope you get plenty of sugar, Tweak, because I think you're going to keep at it for a while.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having us on.
All right. Thanks very much. This has been another episode of Ship2Shore with Lieutenant Rodney Tweak Wagstaff. Thanks very much, Rodney.
Thank you.